Distillery Botanica, it's very simple. It says that we use plants to make liqueurs. People are now doing mini tours, so they can go to the Little Creek Cheese Factory in Wyong. There's a coffee roaster at Tuggerah. There's another coffee roaster down at Kincumber. There's a very good fruit winery at Holgate, the Fires Creek Fruit Winery. There's the distillery here, and then there's also a company that uses Australian native plants in all sorts of preserves and pickles and so on. So there's also the macadamia nut farm out at Yarramalong, and there's also a lavender grower out at Yarramalong too. It is becoming, more of an interesting place for foodies and beverage drinkers to go to the Central Coast. I use the aniseed myrtle, which makes the sambuca-like drink. I use the mountain pepperberry, which makes a liqueur a bit like Benedictine. It's very spicy, smells almost like plum pudding. I've used the lemon myrtle, which is very, very popular. And the lemon myrtle that I grow has a bit of a bush honey and lemon character about it, and it's very sherbety. So when you drink it, it's like a lemon and honey sherbet. And then in the gin, I have the traditional juniper angelica coriander there from the Northern Hemisphere, and I've used 4 Australian natives. The most dominant one is the wild lime from Queensland, which has almost like a cross between a Tahitian lime and a grapefruit flavour. I've used macadamia nuts, and then 2 plants which grow locally, which is cinnamon myrtle and Illawarra plum. The latest one is going to be really quite a good project. It's a coffee liqueur, and I'm working with a guy who's had 30 years experience as a coffee roaster, and he's known internationally for his expertise in coffee and coffee tasting and roasting, and he's written a book on coffee, so he is pretty well the Australian guru on coffee. So I'm really looking forward to him sharing his knowledge of the best coffees to use, and then I can use my expertise in distillation. And we're aiming to make a coffee liqueur that when people drink it, they'll say, that tastes like coffee. Whereas many coffee liqueurs have many other additives in them, like vanilla, which means you don't exactly say, oh, that's coffee when you drink it. So this is going to be, the epitome of a coffee-flavoured liqueur. I've picked up a gold in Germany, and I've picked up 2 silvers and a bronze in London, and I've picked up a silver medal in San Francisco. The top award was the Herb Liqueur of the Year for the aniseed myrtle in Germany, and that was for my aniseed myrtle. But I think the award that I really like the most is getting a silver medal for my gin in London, because London is the home of gin. That's where they know everything there is to know about gin. And even with all those Australian plants, they can still identify it very easily as a gin. And so to get an award there is really worth a lot more than getting an award for a gin in some other place in the world where they don't have quite the same expertise.